Nathan Drake is somewhat of an icon when it comes to video game characters. His adventures with Sully, Elena and friends make for some of the best gaming the industry has to offer. Time and time again, Naughty Dog has broken the mold for what is expected of video games.
With 4 mainline entries, a PS Vita title and a spin-off, you certainly have your pick of treasure hunting adventures to choose from. So we thought we would take a look at them and try and decide once and for all the definitive, and we use that term very broadly, ranking of the Uncharted series.
Now, we thought we'd try and shoot in some locations that are somewhat reminiscent of those from the series, but funnily enough, there aren't that many lost cities in our little borough of West Sussex, and if there are, they're lost.
Before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date with Rabbit Hole Media. This is every Uncharted game ranked.
Fittingly, our first entry, and at the bottom of our list, is coincidentally the first entry in the franchise. Uncharted Drake's Fortune is by no means a bad game, just by comparison, it's clearly the worst of the bunch. The game hasn't dated brilliantly, the shooting mechanics are pure dog, and the plot isn't exactly mind-blowing. However, there's still something particularly charming in this early foray into the third-person storytelling we know today. It's the first time we were introduced to the lovable Nathan Drake, the strong and feisty Elena Fisher, and everyone's favourite uncle at the family barbecue, Victor Goddamn Sullivan. And that's not the only new exciting thing about Uncharted. Just look at those trousers getting wet. Now you're really showing me what the PS3 can do.
Now, to be fair to this entry, Uncharted Golden Abyss wasn't actually developed by Naughty Dog. Instead, the handheld adventure was built by none other than Sony Ben's studio, which later would bring us Days Gone on the PS4. The Vita title was a prequel to the series, taking us on an adventure with a younger Nathan Drake, on a quest to find the lost city of Quivira. If we're being honest, the story is quite unmemorable, to the point where we had to look it up while putting this together, which along with some clunky motion and touchscreen controls is why this game is so low on the list. However, as it is a handheld, it's still a pretty impressive technical feat, which is probably the only reason it's not dead last.
In fourth place, we're exploring the lost cities of India in Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. We've put this one lower down on the list for one simple reason. Nathan Drake isn't in it. Lost Legacy sees you playing as Chloe Frazer, first introduced in Uncharted 2 alongside Nadine Ross from Uncharted 4. The game itself is actually quite good, however, which is why it's placed above 2 genuine Nathan Drake adventures. The story is interesting and well paced, the environments are gorgeous to look at, and there's still some incredible set pieces. Running on PS4, the visuals are something to behold, and despite not having Drake present, the performances of the cast are still outstanding, and it's genuinely quite interesting learning more about the characters we've met throughout the years. Also, Troy Baker's in this one.
Uncharted 2 is widely seen as the best in the series. We're here to tell you that's wrong. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves is fine. It's identical in both plot and character arcs to Uncharted Drake's Fortune. However, this time it snowed. Don't get me wrong, there are some fantastic moments and set pieces, performances and visuals are stunning, gameplay has been improved, and this may be the greatest example of in medias res the gaming world has ever seen. So that's settled.
Now, the more eagle-eyed among you will be noticing a pattern in our order here. Yes, we strongly believe these games are getting better in order of release. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception was the first time we started to see a change in the structure of the narrative, plus a more in-depth hand-to-hand combat system, bigger and better set pieces, and a range of new characters to boot. The story has a far more interesting villain with better motivations, there's a larger range of environments, and the relationships we've grown to care for develop and grow tenfold. However, fuck that boatyard.
And of course, taking the top spot is the impeccable Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. This would be the last adventure in Nathan Drake's repertoire, and the studio sure made sure he went out with a bang. Or 12 in the case of those fucking mummies. A technical marvel, Nate's most interesting and heartbreaking story, fantastic world building, and some of the most gorgeous locations ever rendered. Uncharted 4 is easily the pinnacle of the series, despite its bittersweet sentiment of the hero's end. The game wraps up almost 10 years of adventure in beautiful pirate-filled glory. Oh, and Troy Baker's in this one too.
So there you have it, all the Uncharted games ranked. Now I'm sure the internet will be rife with comment. Ooh! Fuck is this? Psych Pavis Mignay. I don't get it.
I have no idea, mate, no idea.
His adventures with Sully, Elena, and friends. I was trying to think of a third fucking name. His adventures with Sonny. I strongly request that we eat ass.
With 4 mainline entries, a piece that fuck me in the rectum.
See, it's hard!
And we use that term very fucking broadly. I fucked up the entire thing. Let's fuck off this way and try again. With 4 mainline entries, a PS Vita title, and a spin-off, you certainly got stabbed by a branch.
Now I'm sure the internet will be rife with opinions on this, so let's... I didn't say who!